So can you guys hear me? Oh, yes, now we have sound, but you have an echo. Last time, this one that said Nicole was off. Echo now. All right. Okay. We don't know what's going on. We're having echo issues. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. So I was just saying that it's already September 2022, which is like crazy because it just seemed like we were in 2020 and all we wanted to do was for 2020 to hurry up and get over with, right? Because we thought as soon as 2020 was over, our issues would all be solved. Here we go, almost 3 years later, and no echo, they said. And we are still, life has somewhat come back to normal, but I know I'm excited for this holiday season. I really am. It feels more normal, right? Hi, Jen. Guys, everybody needs to send Jen nice thoughts her way. Jen Cray. She's our social media manager as well as one of our design team members. And she had a little procedure done yesterday that she could just use some extra prayers. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I hope everybody feels welcome. My name is Nicole Peterson, and my husband is here, Matt Peterson. He's the one behind the scenes attempting to get everything correct. But I'm here, and we're the owners, and I'm the designer of Picket Studios, and we have a whole bunch of stamps and dies and stencils and sequins and embellishments and velvets and a whole bunch of good stuff to show you guys. Yay! I'm super excited about this month. So as you see here, Sarah sends me her cards. Sarah Sherlock sends me her cards every month. She's our design team leader as well as news. She's just my girl, okay? And so Sarah sends me her cards every month. So in case I don't have a chance to make cards, I always have something to show you guys. So what you see here was actually a big experiment on my part. I was very hesitant to come out with what some people would think would be just like a Thanksgiving type stamp for just here in the States, when actually I think they did a great job with the design team of just creating a very fall-like card. And it has a sunflower, and of course it has pumpkins, but it also has grapes and nuts. So it's very easily could be a Thanksgiving card, or like you're going to see my design team did. They turned it into fall cards. So here's one from Sarah. And then we have these others I'm going to talk about later on. This might be my favorite stamp of the month. There's always like something I like best. Doesn't matter if I did them all. Here we have our poinsettias. And here we have very, very fun. I'm going to show you what to do with this interactive Santa stop here. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We have Halloween, fall, Christmas, and even winter in this release. Okay, so let's do the Halloween fall first. So we do have 2 more Halloween stamps this month. I'm going to show them to you one at a time. This is actually something that was selfish on my part because I wanted a big, huge web. I mean, it's big. Look at my hand. Okay. It's larger than an A2. You could center this on an A2 card front and just the edges would hang off of it. And I did that on purpose because I just, you might want to use it this way where it's just like the top of the spider web coming out. You might have wanted to use it sideways. You might want to stick it smack dab in the middle of your card. This, I admit, was selfish on my part because I really, really wanted this. Also, you're going to hear me talk about some things from last year that tie very well with this year. Last year, we had a die set that came out that was a big, A2 spider web, but inside that die, it also had a dangling spider die. Okay, maybe Sarah can drop that in as a link. Well, last year, I just didn't get around to creating my big, huge spider web like I wanted with that die. So this year I made sure. So I will be making a card with this and incorporating the spider die that we came out with last year. Also last year, we came out with a spider seamless stamp. That would be awesome with this. You could go in and stamp your spiders green, right? Green. And then you can come back in if you wanted to and like heat emboss the spider web. Thank you, Alexandria. I really do try to mix things up. I like to use my stash. I like to use things from previous years, and I know everybody else does too. So you could heat emboss this on top of those green spiders if you wanted, or you could just stamp this in black directly on top of the green spiders that I'm talking about. Or I'm going to give you, y'all have already seen these, I'm sure, but I made sure this month that we came out with some really fun spider sequins. And I'm not going to lie to you, these have been in storage. Well, storage. These have been, can you see that? At the warehouse, waiting to be released for about 3/4 of a year. That's about how long I have to get something in, like a specialty sequence. So I make sure that I have it when it's time for the stamp to be released. So it does take about it takes a little while to get things all together. So these are spiders, and it comes in a mix with white sequence. So you're going to get, I think it's a 5mm and a 3mm white sequence. And guys, like there's tons of spiders in this this thing. So what I did when I show you the sequence this month is I wanted to have something. I found this, I think at Michael's or Hobby. I think it was Michael's. And it's, it's meant for eggs, but it's perfect also for showing sequence each month. So what you see here, this is not even the entire compact of how many spiders that you get. All right, so let's put that to the side. I'll show you this later. So first we have our big, huge caught in my web. And this is just, I hate to say it, I know I say this a lot, but this is just a classic. It's going to be used in your stash over and over. I mean, if you wanted to, you could just stamp this. Maybe heat emboss white on black cardstock and put a sentiment across it, and your card's done, right? Oh, you can't find our sequence in the UK? Well, Joanne, what you need to do is go, whoever you buy your local scrapbook stuff from or stamping from, if you have a local store, ask them, and they can order them directly off of Notions, because we are found on Notions. And the UK definitely services, Notions definitely services the UK. Now here is our second Halloween stamp. Guys, I love this. Okay, I'm all about villages and houses and anything that's like kind of cozy and homey. I mean, you know my style by now, right? That I'm going to always want something or want to color something that I think is not just fun, but also has that homely family feeling. So what this is, and let me take it out of here. What this is it's on a 6x6, but this actually fills up an entire A2. So what I do when I design a big stamp like this, so see, it's one solid stamp. So what I do is on my computer, I will open up a blank A2 document. Okay, so when I'm working, I'll open up a blank A2 document. And then I will take the illustration and I will drop it onto into that blank A2. Basically, I create a blank card base on my computer. And then what I do is I take my image and I size my image to completely fill in it most of the time. When it comes to these large 6x6, to completely fill in an A2 card front. So as you can see, this is like your whole entire card. There's so many different things that you could do with this one fun little witchcraft store. I mean, it's just so cute. It's got pumpkins and I mean, it even has a brick little wall. Look at the little mushrooms. Has lavender growing, an owl and a kitty. Very, very cute. And look, if you see it, it says open 12 to 24. So funny. And Sarah actually helped me with the sentiments with this. So this is called Witchcrafts. And it is, you do get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sentiments. 6 sentiments as well. As well as the large A2 size stamp. Now, if you didn't want to color this whole stamp, you could actually stamp half of it on your card and only fill up half the card if you wanted to. You wouldn't even have to. Or this is a great stamp to do what we call that spotlight coloring, where you stamp it black on top of white, and then you come in and just highlight the parts of it that you want to where you're really only coloring with like 3 different colors. Or how about just ink blending? You know, do some ink blending in different areas and splat some water on it with some flicks. I think that would be awesome too. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I see someone's talking about that they like large images. I just, I find that I like that. It's simple. It makes it easy. I've done the work for you. When it comes to like if you wanted to build a scene, you don't have to do all the masking and stuff that sometimes we do when we want to build a scene. So that's the purpose behind this, is that it's so much easier to mask things and bring them back and forth digitally instead of doing it with paper and masking tape. Okay, so those are our 2 Halloween stamps. Now let me show you this baby. So this is Fall Colors Are the Best of All. And this is actually a 4x12. Let me take this out. Unfortunately, our stamp manufacturer, when they do 4x12, their bags are only a certain size, so they do this little flap thing over it. So it does hide some of it if you're in the store, but you can always ask the store to open it and see what it looks like. So there was a little sentiment hidden down there. So this right here is called Fall Colors Are the Best of All. And it comes with this large sunflower with 2 apples. You could color 1 green and 1 red if you wanted to, or both of them red. And then it comes with a very large, and this is meant to be like a slimline design. However, if you wanted to stamp it onto an A2, you could do that. You could just allow some of it to hang off the card, like so. Okay, so this is the A2 card behind this. So you could stamp it like this. If you wanted to, you can come and just stamp half of it on, half of it off. If you wanted the pumpkin to show more than the other things, then you could have, that's perfect actually, because the sunflower stops right there. And then the pumpkin and the nut stops right there also. Or you can use it on a slimline card. And I did just, most of this I did design for it to be on a slimline card, but man, I don't know about you, but what I love most about slimline stuff is that it's so simple to use with A2. I mean, look at that. You could stamp it right there and it would perfectly end, perfect, right there at the end of that sunflower. Yeah, that would be a good thing. And if you wanted to, you could even come in and just stamp the pumpkin, you know, kind of like this, if you wanted to, or you could even mask this off and just have like a bed of a big pumpkin right there. This stamp has so many possibilities, so many possibilities. And it's a nice, big, thick, dense stamp. So it's etched very, very well. You're going to get lots and lots of dimension on your card. Then, I know I don't normally take these apart, but since they are so large, then you have a separate stamp. And this is the sunflower with two little apples. And if you look, it's perfectly sized for an A2. Okay. If you wanted to, you could put it like this, or you could even do some multiple stamping all over a card front. Now here, this is perfect. Let me show you Sarah's card again. So here's Sarah's card, which was an A2. And as you see, I'm going to turn it on the back. Sarah makes me notes because she knows I forget stuff. So this will show you, this is an A2. So that'll show you the perfect size that is meant for an A2. But like I said, it doesn't have to be. You can very easily stop right there where the sunflower is, and all of this would be just for an A2. It's one reason why I like slimline so much, because they're so versatile. I find slimline is much more versatile than A2, but that's just me. I think I enjoy designing on no, I know I do, on a larger rectangular scale than not necessarily on a smaller size. Like I'm really enjoying 5x7 also. So it says, fall colors are the best of all. We are grateful for you. May the colors of fall be upon you and yours. Autumn blessings. A note of gratitude, and then happy Thanksgiving. So there are enough sentiments on here that if you are not a U.S. citizen or someone who celebrates Thanksgiving during this season, then you can definitely still use this in your cards because they have fall everywhere. This is more of a fall set. If I had not put happy Thanksgiving, we wouldn't even be thinking about Thanksgiving. But I personally did not have a nice big happy Thanksgiving sentiment. And I know that a couple other people had mentioned that to me. So I put lots of sentiments on here about fall. And then I stuck in the happy Thanksgiving. What's one little extra? Because you can always just cut that off and just use the word happy. And if you want, you could cut this off and just use thanks. Instead of using Thanksgiving, you can just take a pair of scissors and cut that and not even worry about that giving part. I perform surgery on my stamps quite often. So this is our fall colors are the best of all. All right, so then we have two more that are fall related. We have one here. This is a seamless stamp, and it's called Lots of Gourds. This is so it's seamless, and we all know seamless means that you can stamp it. You stamp it once, and then you can move the stamp up because these two pumpkins here match the two pumpkins up here. So these are the bottoms of these two pumpkins, okay? This is the top of this pumpkin. This is the bottom and side of this pumpkin. So your seamless design, you can stamp it. You stamp it once, and then you can continue in all four directions, lining it up. Now, I saw somebody, this does not have a die to it. However, I saw somebody fussy cut these. They must be very easy to fussy cut because they look pretty perfect to me. And I would have sworn she had a die when she did it. So this is called Lots of Gourds. Then we have another seamless design. I love this. You know what's funny? This was supposed to be released last year. And for some reason, I didn't order it. When it was time to be released, we were digging around the warehouse and someone said, maybe you didn't order it. And sure enough, that's what happened. It happens sometimes. But this is called Holiday Traditions Collage. And what's great about this one is it could be fall. It could be fall or Christmas, because if you wanted to add some red to these berries and make it really bright, and also the poinsettia, it's all about how you color this one. If you go with fall colors, then it pretty much could be fall. You would just be really light with the poinsettias and not go with the bold red, and make sure you add a lot of orange and yellow and brown. Or if you wanted it to be more Christmassy, it definitely could fall into the Christmas category, because I know when I was a little girl, my mom would always put oranges and nuts in my stockings. It was just something my grandparents did for her, and she continued that tradition on for us. So I know a lot of people think of fruits and nuts also during the Christmas season as well. Here you have a pine cone. So this is seamless. So this means that you stamp it once. And you can see this is the rest of the poinsettia flower here. And this is some of it here. And then this is the top of the leaf. So you would stamp it once, and then you would move it over, stamp again, up, in all different directions. So this is Holiday Traditions Collage. All right. Then we have a sweet little 3x4, and it is called To All a Good Night. So this is just a pretty little, it's the size of my hand. It's a 3x4. It's $9.99. And you get this beautiful flowing Merry Christmas. And then underneath it is a nice straight sentiment that says to all a good night. So Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. So that's great. You just have a beautiful, some type of background that you've done, Christmassy colors, and you just need a great stamp to stamp right in the center of your A2 card. There you go. Very, very classic Christmas. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on, babe. I don't know. What are you trying to post? Hey, Sarah, can you go put a link on the, oh, it won't let you do it either. Okay. Okay. I don't know, babe. All right. So let me get back to this. Okay. So next we have, so we, a lot of times when we think about Christmas, we think about, the forest and log cabins and Santa Claus. And sometimes we forget that people live in cities, right? And I was just tinkering around. I have a thing for taxis. I don't enjoy taking taxis, but I really like taxis and buildings and light posts, and when it comes to art, especially like pop art. So that's what I thought this would be super fun, would be a city that we could pretend was in Christmas season. And I went ahead and used sentiments like city sidewalks, busy sidewalks, dressed in holiday cheer. There's a feeling of Christmas. So this is all about, there's a feeling of Christmas, to where even in a city, obviously we still have Christmas, right? But guys, don't think of this just as Christmas. This could honestly, if you didn't know I had this on a Christmas scene, this is like a pop art poster, if you will. Think of it like that. And I know that I'm going to be using this with some of our beautiful girls and also some of our BFF friends, because they look fantastic, popped up and stamped right in front of this sketched out city. Definitely one of my favorites. Don't be surprised if I'm not watercoloring this tomorrow night with you guys. So it's just super fun, the taxis, and it doesn't have to be stamped in black. If you look on the page, the design team, one of our members did it in purples and pinks. It was really cool. Very, very cool. And the sentiment stamped beautifully. Now, there is not a die for this because honestly, you don't need a die. I know you're shaking your head at me, but I'm serious because again, this perfectly fits the front of an A2 card. Okay. And if it fits the front of an A2 card, it's going to fit a slimline. It looks fabulous on a slimline, like a vertical slimline. You don't get the whole entire thing when you go vertical because it's more like this, but you get the majority of it. So this right here is a perfect stamp for 5x7, A2, and also slimline. I'm probably going to try it. I don't know. Maybe I'll do 5x7. I'm kind of digging 5x7. I think slimline has won over my heart, but it is definitely originally designed for an A2, as you can see, but you can make it into truly whatever size you want. If you want to leave off one part of the city hanging off, if you go vertical, or you could stamp it straight in the middle or kind of cockeyed, half and half, all different kind of ways. So this is called There's a Feeling of Christmas. But if I were you, if you purchase this one, file it away. I wouldn't put this away in my Christmas stuff. I'd keep this in my main stash because you're going to use this more than just for this one feeling of Christmas card. This could be a vertical. Oh yeah, so many different ways to use that. Then if you guys know me, we've been around a while, I am obsessed with poinsettias. Okay. Every year my grandmother would give my mom a poinsettia plant, and we had a cat who was obviously would eat the poinsettia plant. And if you know this, poinsettias are poisonous. So every year my grandmother would bring that poinsettia plant over, and I was like, you're going to kill my cat. No, that flower can't come in the house. So it was always kind of like a silly thing every winter. So now I love poinsettias. Now this poinsettia set does not have any sentiments in it. And I know someone's going to get a hold of me and tell me, Nicole, you shouldn't make a stamp set without sentiments. Well, you know, when it came to this poinsettia stamp set, guys, we have so many Christmas sentiments, right? I mean, we just, how many Christmas sets do we have, right? And I thought it was more important here to give you a nice, big poinsettia with poinsettias about to bloom with some holly and berries and also some extra leaves. To me, I thought that was more important than giving you one or two Christmas sentiments, because what happens is the sentiments would end up being very small, and it really wouldn't have been, I mean, teeny tiny little sentiments, and it wouldn't have been really enough to make. And it does have these have dies. There's a die for every single flower, leaf, holly. All of them are in the die set. Now we are doing some buy it all buttons this month. And I did do a buy it all button with these two together, along with this stamp set. So this is called Swanky Christmas Sentiments. And it does come with a coordinating die, or it has a coordinating die. And this goes back to our fancy sentiments. Our fancy sentiments. However, it's kind of the same feeling, but I did it in a different font. So it's a thicker font than our fancy sentiments. Some people were asking for a little bit easier of a font to die cut with. So I said, okay, we'll throw some in. So instead of calling them fancy, I called them swanky. So they're pretty much the same thing, just a thicker font. And of course, they do have coordinating dies. And this is one reason why I didn't feel like it really, the poinsettia set didn't have to have any sentiments on it, because I know we all have really pretty Christmas sentiments in our stash. So this is a buy it all button. You get the 2 dies and the 2 stamps, and you get 10% off. So every month we are going to start doing some buy it all deals, and just things that I see that I think should or things that I planned that went together, kind of help you see my thought process. Okay. Now here is a sweet little 4x4, and I know that all of the design team pretty much made a card with him. It's a sweet little Santa, and he's confused. And he's confused because somebody put their name on the good list, and Santa's confused because your name should not be on that good list. So this is called Name Off the Good List. So here Santa Claus reading his list, and the sentiments say, Santa almost died laughing when he saw your name on the good list. I saw Santa scratch your name off his good list. Cole, that's what you will get. That's what you will find in your stocking this year. So I don't know if a lot of parents still tell their kids that you're going to get nothing but coal in your stocking this year. But my parents definitely used to tell me that. And he has a cute little pin also. And then there's a coordinating die for all the sentiments, Santa Claus, and the little pin. But I want to show you something. So we did do a buy it all bundle with him. And where did it go? In this stamp set. Okay. So this stamp set really, in my opinion, goes very well with Santa's name off the good list. Because what it is it has this die right here, and it says Santa stop here. So let me open it. So this actually has 5 dies in it. Okay. So it has this one solid die. It looks like this. Okay. But when you flip it over, it says Santa stop here. And Sarah did here it is. Sarah did a card with this. So this is what it looks like when it's die cut. Okay. So I thought when I was designing this, I thought this Santa stop here would be really cute with our Santa Claus, because he's looking at the list and you want him to, more or less Santa stop here. So I would have, that's what I thought of when I was designing it. And then also in this stamp set, you get this phrase, if I lose it, that says, I've been goodish this year. Not good, goodish. So if you wanted to, you could have Santa Claus right here, and then you could die cut, I've been goodish, to put across your card. Isn't that funny? And then it also has the shadow. Now, if you wanted to, you could die cut Santa stop here, and then down here, finagle, I've been goodish, and have all of this on one card. You could do like this in black maybe, and then take these die cuts and lay them across. Maybe they're red, and put them across where it's, the person can see it says Santa stop here, and then I've been goodish. You could, even if you wanted to, cut this apart and cut the Santa off, the word Santa, and then just have the stop sign and stop here and use it like that. Or you could remove the Santa part, move it up, and then put I've been goodish. So it's not like it's not a true interactive die, but there are many different ways that you can look at this I've been goodish word dies and get a lot of miles out of them. So this die set comes with the shadow and the 3 I've been goodish. So that's 4. And then the very large Santa stops here. And all that goes together. And I think it goes fabulous with name off the good list. All right. So then last month, if you guys remember, we released polar bears. Well, I do have a second set of polar bears. Yes, that would be cute to put in their stockings. Yes, that would be cute. Or what if you had you made like candy bags or something for a kid's party? You could just die cut this out a whole bunch and take it and use a clothespin and clothespin it to the top of a bag. You wouldn't even have to do anything but die cut it. It would be super cute. So anyway, like I was saying, we have a second installment of polar bears. And, these don't have to be polar bears. I said they're polar bears because I had them playing with ice in the other sentiment. But here we have them toasting, so you can have your Happy New Year or even Merry Christmas. Here we have, in my opinion, the mama bear trying to get a picture of her baby bear, and he's hiding his face. No, mama, no pictures. And then you have some stockings, and here you can even have that. You can even put pretend this one was sleeping if you wanted to, and have this one thinking of fish, dreaming of fish. Also, smile, it's your birthday. I have a cousin who was born December 24th, so I thought that would be great. Smile, it's your birthday, with the mama telling him to smile. And then this does have a coordinating die. And every little thing on here has a die that goes with it. So I was able to fit every little thing. These two polar bears die cut together. They have it upside down. But this is the die that cuts out the two polar bear together. And this matches our polar bears from last month. So I'm trying to figure out what's best for you guys when I have a double set, if I should release both sets the same month, or release one month and then release another one the next month. So if you don't mind, you can give me, that would be great if you want to give me your opinion. If you think I should release these sets where I have one that's a 4x8 and then I have too much to fit on the 4x8, so I can do another like 4x6 with it. Do you think I should release them the same month, or should I do what I did this month and release them separately 2 different months? That's what I did with the, what was it? Was it the hugs? Something about penguins, I think it was. I did where, you can barely, that's funny, Dee. Anyway, I can't remember. Just let me know if you think they should be, both sets should be released the same month, or if you like the way that I separated them into different months. Okay, here is another one of those staples that PFS needed in their collection. Best hugs ever. There you go, Sarah. When we did the best hugs ever, I did that. Were 2 different sets. One was a 4x8 and one was a 4x6, and I released both of them the same month. And I heard a little bit of people saying that they could only afford to have one, so they had to pick. So that's why this time I tried releasing them separately, the polar bears, to see if maybe that was a better solution. So just let me know what you think. All right, so here we have A2 on a heel cover plate. Now, guys, I'm very happy about this cover plate. I've discovered something along the way, which I'm sure other people already knew. I just had to discover it on my own, I guess. That whenever I'm designing dies like this, that can be as tall as I want. I can make it as tall as I want because there's no bottom to it. Okay. So if I die cut this, and this is perfectly A2, I am the one who decides how much bottom or how tall or how short this is going to be. Because if I put this really close at the bottom of a piece of paper and die cut it, then I'm not going to have it's not going to be very tall mountains, right? Or these could be trees or mountains. Or if I moved it up here, since it doesn't close at all, you decide how tall it's going to be. You can even move it up, on a larger scale piece of paper. If you wanted to, you could have it coming up all the way up to here on this little piece of paper, and it would be this tall. It would take up, so this would be the bottom of the die, instead of, if I had closed this off, then that's the height of this die. But by leaving it open like this, that allows you, the end user, to figure out, you can make it as tall as you want, or you can make it as short as you want. You make that decision. So that's way, nobody was complaining about it, Frida. I just like to know myself, actually, also. No one really was complaining. Someone had said, oh man, I can't afford both. So I thought, well, maybe I should separate them into months. I'm just always trying to figure out what's the best, happiest scenario for everyone, right? That's just kind of me, the people pleaser. And then here is the word greetings. So this one actually was a little freebie. It fit within those boundaries, so I was able to stick that in there. So this is a really fun, it might look like it's something that another company or I don't know. The concept of trees on a line is not new, but the concept of leaving it open at the bottom and allowing it to be as tall or as short as you want is something I hadn't seen on in my opinion. Yeah, they weren't complaining. They were just letting me know that, oh man, I'm going to have to. And I think the person came back the next month and bought the other set anyway. I was just wanting to know how people, what people would feel about that. I tore the paper. All right, so next we have 2 new gigantic snowflakes. And I know you guys love our gigantic snowflakes. We actually sell these snowflakes all year round. All year round, these snowflakes sell. And I'm the one who does all the ordering and the reorders. So I can tell you, I know that they sell. So super, super excited about doing some new ones. And they also come with the shadows. So you get the shadows as well as the snowflakes. So this one is called Crystal. Okay. And it has a shadow. And then this one is called Frost. And it's a little bit bigger. And it does have a shadow. And I tried to keep these very reasonably priced. Less than $15 each. I think they might be $12.99 each, and that's a pretty good price. Though I might be wrong about that price. Hopefully that's about correct. You have a surprise coming also later this month with some snowflakes. Then we have, this is called Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. And this is also something that I designed last Christmas, but came in too late. So I got to release it this Christmas. So here we have a slimline word topper die. And let me take it out and show you. This die looks fabulous. Oops. Oh no, I can't remove it. I'm gonna rip the paper. But this is what it looks like. And it has the word 3 little Christmas trees, and it says, have yourself a merry little Christmas. And it is 8.5 by 5. And it's pretty tall. But I did see several of my design team members cut this off and just they cut the trees off and just use the sentiment on an A2 card. So again, you can use this with A2 or slimline or 5 by 7. Now, what else this goes great with is this. So this is a city skyline cover plate die. This, I saw them use this in conjunction with Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Fabulous cards. Also, they did the city with this city with this city. I saw someone put the die cut in front of the stamp. So it really plays very well together. So many, you're right, Dee, so many possibilities. Now, we also have this little scene building. It's a street lamp, and this is $7.99. And it looks great as the focal point in front of this big city. It also looks great in front of the what is this? There's a feeling of Christmas. This looks great in front of it because it's so large that it actually brings everything into perspective. Yeah, so it all works together, this whole like city vibe thing. This looks great also with last month's Animal Cracker Gang. Just want to say hello. The Animal Cracker Gang wanted to say hello or something like that. Someone did a card where they'd cut 2 of these and put it on either side of the animal cracker sitting on the bench. Super, super, super cute card. So I thought that went well with the city and the skyscraper. That all went well together. And then last year, if you remember, we did a long cover plate like this. And it was kind of a city, but it was kind of more like a town than a city. Like, to me, this is a true metropolis, right? Last year we had one that was more of a town. That town die, if you have that one, go pull it out because it also would work great with this street lamp and also some of these other stamp sets. All right. Now, let me show you something that I've been waiting to come out. All right, so here's it does not have stamps that go with it because, once again, we have tons of sentiments in our stash. And we do have that swanky Christmas one that came out that I know fits great in here. But this could easily be a shaker card, or you could just die cut it. And you could die cut it in white and color it if you want, or you could use one of our glazes or gel, our paper glaze or paper velvet or paper luxe. And then we also have the reindeer version. So here you see there's the village. I love villages. And then you have the reindeer flying across the village. Aren't those cute? So you can make your decision if you want the tree in the Christmas tree farm, or if you would like the Santa sleigh, or if you want both of them. I think they're pretty much the same exact size. Okay, I say that, but I'm not. They're close to the same size. And I actually thought even cutting off and just using this village right here, because it's going to come out, it's going to cut out in a circle. You can even just cut that off and just use this inside, like kind of like poke it into a pocket. And if you wanted to, you could color it. I don't know, super, super fun. But this would be cool to use with last month's cork paper. You could die cut the cork paper and inlay it in here to make it look like this is really wood. Do you mind grabbing that cork paper for me? It's in a white basket on top in my closet. You could die cut a little strip of that cork paper and nestle it in there. And then that way it would look like it was a true bottom with a true snow globe. There we go. Okay, so if you wanted to, here's a little strip that I have. This is the cork that we released last month. This is why I released it for stuff like this, where if you don't have to use the whole piece, but you could just put the piece down at the bottom of this die and then run it through your die cut machine, and then just put it inside. The piece that pops out would fit right in, nestle in there. And how cool would that look to make it look like it truly was a really good snowflake, right? So that we do have that cork left from last month. That's really fun also. All right, so now let's talk about stencils. We have 4 new stencils. 5, sorry. We have this one, which, the design team did an amazing job with this. This is such a simple little stencil to do. What the only thing I suggest is that you cut. I'm going to cut mine into 4 separate stencils. You don't have to. You can use them. I'd cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's why you see that they're far apart, because I left enough space where if you wanted to cut them, you could. I would cut them apart because I think that would be easier, but you might not think that way. You do what you need to do. However, I saw that there were some people, design team members, were using the silver paper glaze for the bow at the top because it's like super, super, super shiny. And then they were using one of the new velvets for the base of the bulbs because it's got more of a matte finish. So this is a great opportunity to take all those mediums that you have, take them all out, and use all those different textures to mix and match with these ornaments. I mean, if you wanted to, you can even just take a marker and color with these ornaments. You don't even have to actually use any kind of medium over it. You could, if you wanted to, just go ahead and use Versamark and push Versamark into the little holes and then put some embossing powder and emboss. I'm going to use paper glitz, paper velvet, and glaze on this because I want to see those different textures really pop out. So this is fun. It is called Christmas Ornament 6x6 stencil. But like I said, I'm going to cut mine up and use it where this is just one, and I don't have to wait and accidentally mess things up because that would be my luck. All right, then this is a very last minute decision stencil to add on, but I've always wanted one like this, just full of Christmas trees, just because I truly, truly love Christmas trees, right? Um, so we have a 6x6 version and then a slimline. Now the slimline Christmas trees are a little bit smaller than the 6x6. So if you wanted a smaller version, you might want the slimline. A larger, you might want the 6x6. I personally use both sizes. I always use the slimline with slimline, and then the 6x6 I use on A2 or 5x7. So this is called Christmas Tree Lot. And then here is one that I saw the design team used for to create texture. They use this. It's a very, this was not an easy stencil to make. My friend who does our stencils gave me a call and said, "Really, Nicole? Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, we can do it." He's like, "Yeah, we can do it." This is called Winter Rings. And, it's just a fun little pattern that you can add to the back, to the whole background if you like. Or I saw a lot of people use this as just kind of like to distress, or not really to distress, but to give kind of like just a little funky distress feeling to the back of their card. Yeah. All of those would be cool on envelopes. Yeah, you're right, Elizabeth. That's a good idea. Okay, so we have Winter Rings, Slimline and 6x6. We have the Slimline Christmas Tree in 6x6 and Slimline. But we're not done yet because we have to go over our brand new paper glaze velvet. So you guessed it, this month I did a Christmas theme, and I did Rudolph's Nose, which is a true red, Christmas red velvet. Now remember, velvet dries matte and shiny, not glittery, shiny. Okay, if you want something super glittery, then you're going to want to go with our glitz. We actually have a brand new graphic on our webpage that Sarah put together that if you want, you can go actually just print it out to keep it for yourself. And it tells you the different textures of the different types of mediums that we have. But this is called velvet because it does not have a pearlescent, but it dries matte but shiny. And what's cool about paper velvet is it gives you a thicker feeling. It's a thicker product. So those of you that might have trouble with stencils, this is a really good product to practice with because it's a little bit thicker, and you'll find it's much easier to manipulate. All right, actually here I have some black paper. Okay, so here's some black. And this is Rudolph's Nose. And you can see this is a true Christmas red. So it's not orange. It's a true Christmas red. You can see that. And you can create whatever texture you want with this. If you want it to be kind of like, messier, or even if you want to puff it up, or you could take this and use a brayer with it. A brayer on top of a gel press is amazing. You could also, what's super cool, oh gosh, is you could take a paper towel while it's still wet, and it'll pick up the texture from the paper towel. And your paper towel's pretty. So you can see how it picked up the texture. Can you see that? Matt, can they see that? It picked up the texture of the paper towel. So it's really pretty. This is the Rudolph's Nose. And I've been waiting to come out with, waiting forever to come out with the whites. So guys, the white is your snow. Okay, here you go. This is your snow. So it's going to be matte, but still shiny, not glittery. Look at this. So it's matte and shiny. It dries shiny, not pearlescent, shiny. I mean, it is just perfect snow. Perfect. Perfect snow. Now, let's say you didn't want to put it all the way across. What else I like about it is you also can come and run it along the top of something. Last month when I was playing with my gingerbread house, I was so like, oh, I wish I could use the white velvet snow. But you see how easy, and I'm just like slapping this on. See how easy that could be to put across the top of a card to make it look really like snow? Yes, it's great for your snowflakes also. Yeah. You could also put this into a baggie and pipe it out. Like you would pipe out on a cake. This is thick enough to do that. Where you can put it in a baggie and pipe it out and make like different little shapes with it if you like. So you see how simple that is to make snow on something? And of course it goes great through a stencil, right? All right, and then this is called, you think I'd remember, but I don't. Winter Snowfall. Winter Snowfall. And this is paper glaze velvet. Now, I know someone asked me the other day, why did we introduce paper glaze luxe and then start introducing paper glaze velvet? And that's because there seems to be a shortage of glitter in the world right now. So we're working on adding more of the luxe to our line as well. But in the meantime, I wanted to introduce more colors of velvet, because it's just such a fun product. Look at that green. Isn't that great? So again, this is going to dry matte and shiny, not glittery, shiny. All right. And I will show you more of these later on, some techniques and things to do with them. Super fun. All right, so we're almost done. Just have to show you guys. Oh, we have 38 people. Our sequence. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So I do have a new sequence holder for the lives. I found this little doohickey thing. I think it was Hobby Lobby or Michael's. I'm not sure which one. Yes, Elizabeth, if you wanted to sprinkle glitter on top of the velvet, it would definitely hold on to the glitter. Excuse me. Okay. So first things first. So we do have 2 more 1-ounce jars of embellishments because you guys really seem to like them. So I did come out with 2 more this month. These are the compacts, but let me show you the embellishments. So this, you get 2 ounces. This one is called Dancing Reindeer. So this one has, just pour it out. This one is like kind of like a base red, if you will. And then it has gold and silver reindeers, with red sequins, white sequins, clear snowflakes, clear sequins. Lots of good stuff in this one. So I'm just going to hold it up like this. And as always on our website, you can definitely get a better picture. So this is a little bit more expensive, this size. It has 2 full ounces in it. And I think it's $6.99 compared to a compact that's $4.99. Oh, and it has the Christmas trees. It has silver Christmas trees in it. Let me just put this back in there. All right. So this one is called Dancing Reindeer. And then we have this one, which is so super cute. And I made this one to go with him. This Santa Claus. This is called Letters to Santa. So inside here, you have big Santa Clauses. So you have red Santa Claus, you have silver, you have gold, you have clay snowflakes, you have clear and white sequins, and you have little letters like this, little bitty like envelopes. So wouldn't that, how cute is that to go with your Santa Claus checking his list with the little envelopes? And then you have some clear sequins. I think it's 2 different sizes. And then some white snowflakes. I know last month people were looking for white snowflakes, clay. So I did make sure I put them in some mixes this month. All right, come here, babe. Okay, so let's go on. So let me show you. So let's start right here. This one, and I'm going to refer back to my compacts. And if you see, I didn't take everything out of the compacts. Like this is not a whole compact. I just took some of it out and I left some in there so I remember their names. So this one is called Hello, My Pretty. And it is a true classic orange, white, and black mix. It has white witch hats. It has this like white witch face, some little orange cinnamon roll looking things, black cats, white stars, orange stars, black 6x6 holographic sequins, and some tiny 3mm sequins, as well as some orange sequins in there. This one is very cute, and it's called Hello, My Pretty. Even though the Wizard of Oz is not Halloween, right? Still thought it was cute. Okay, then we have Sarah's favorite, which is called Plum. I don't want to get it wrong. Yes, Plum Pudding. So this is a purple snowflake mix. So it's purple snowflakes, white snowflakes, clear snowflakes, clear sequins, white snowflakes, and it also has some fishbowl beads in it, some purple and white fishbowl beads. And there's 2 or 3 different colors of purple in here. So this is really pretty. And it's called Plum Pudding. This would look great inside those the shakers, the snow globe shakers. Okay, then we have what I called a classic Christmas. This is just, yes, a classic Christmas. This is gold, silver, and clear. Just gold, silver, and clear sequins together. Thank you. Yeah, I really love the different colors of snowflakes too. So this is a classic Christmas is gold, silver, and clear. Come on, babe. Then we have another one. This is called Candied Snow. And instead of it being the purple, it's pink. So it has pink snowflakes, baby blue snowflakes, clear snowflakes. It has white fishbowl beads, pink fishbowl beads, if I can get it to stay. And it even has some blue diamonds inside this one. So this is called Candied Christmas. I just lost it. Candied Christmas. Pinks and white, silver, and a little tad of blue. Candied Christmas. And then I showed you guys the spider one. What is spider called? Spidey Friends. Spidey Friends. So you get these spiders, which I would say is they're probably 7 millimeters. And then you also get a mixture of 6 and 4 millimeter white sequins. And look, it's a lot. And look how much I didn't even take out. You get a lot of these little spiders. When they came in and we opened the bag and we're trying to mix them up, my husband, he was cracking up laughing. He's like, they're just growing because they stick together. They're so thin. They still don't stick together, but they're so thin that when they cut them, it cuts like super, super, super fast. So in the bag, it looks like you're getting a bag like of this many spiders, right? Well, if you took that bag and threw it in a bucket, it's really like this many spiders. Like there's huge amount of spiders in this bag. And our grandkids were here and they were just laughing and laughing and laughing because the spiders were growing. They just thought that was hilarious. Yes, and they're girls and they still thought that was funny. All right, so this is called Nice Witch. Here we have some, is this pink or purple? Is this pink or purple? I don't have my glasses on. It's like a fuchsia, so it's a pinkish purplish look. I don't have my glasses on, so it has some little dog bones, some bones in it. It has some eyeballs and spider webs. It has some shaker garnish. This is one that I wanted myself because I thought it would be fun to have a fun Halloween, like a pink Halloween card, and it definitely has some iridescent sequins, silver and pink and white as well. This is super fun, and this is called Nice Witch. All right, 2 more left, guys. Now we have another reindeer collection, but it's different. It's different colors, and it's in a compact, so you get less of it. This one is called, where is it? Oh, this is the one I dropped. I don't know what this is called. Oh, here it is. Reindeer Games. This one is called Reindeer Games. I dropped a whole compact earlier on the ground. So this has red reindeer. The other one that has reindeer in it doesn't have red. This has red reindeer with white, iridescent Christmas trees, green and silver sequins. This is a pretty mix. All right, and last but not least, we have a new fall collection, and this is a really pretty one. This is one of those eye catcher. So in here we have some new bottle cap flowers. They're orange, and then you have these teeny tiny little bitty orangish gold leaves. Can you see that? And then it has I think they're platinum, like a platinum color iridescent sequence. There's some gold shaker garnish in here, and this is called Autumn Leaves. Very, very, very pretty. Now, if you want to see really good close-up pictures of exactly what's in all the different mixes, go on our website because you can still, they have great pictures there. Let me show you all of Sarah's cards real quick, and then I will close up for tonight. So here we have her harvest-inspired, Thanksgiving-inspired card. This is from Falls Are the Best. Hold on, I can never remember. Fall colors are the best of all. Pretty long title, but it's true, right? Here she used this, I've Been Goodish this year. Oh, she has it on the back. I did forget that. She has, this is I've Been Goodish this year. And she used the Christmas tree lot stencil, and she used all 3 of the new paper velvets. Plus she also used the gold sparkle, our gold sparkle. This is a really cool card. Here is Sarah's card with poinsettias, and she used it. This is blue right here. It's a really very good contrast. This is our poinsettias. Here's her card that she used, Name Off the Good List. It's really pretty. And then my favorite one of this month of Sarah's, I don't know, Halloween. It would have to be one of these. They're all my favorites. I'm gonna be honest. They're all great cards. But if I had to pick a favorite, it would tie between these 2. And I think it's because those are my favorite stamps. And I love anytime Sarah colors something of mine because she's just so talented. So here we have it's feeling of Christmas in the city. So pretty. All right, guys. Well, I hope you have a good evening. Make sure you leave a comment because we will be picking a winner from the comments. Sometime next week, it'll be announced. Also, I will be back tomorrow night. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing tomorrow night because of course, I have some ideas. We shall see. I might be playing with the velvets or I might be watercoloring. I have a feeling I'm going to be watercoloring tomorrow. Something or other. We'll put something together, right? All right. Well, thank you guys. I hope you have a great evening. Thank you for stopping by. I will be back tomorrow at 6:00 to show you a technique or color a card with you. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. So it'll probably be watercoloring, but we'll see. Have a great evening. I hope you have a relaxing night's sleep. And Jen, if you are listening, we're sending you all of our love and all of our peaceful thoughts and prayers for you to heal quickly. Thanks to all my design team leaders. They're always the best. My design team, they are always the best. And of course, we cannot forget our lovely Sarah. If everyone could give Sarah a round of applause. I had a tough time this past 3 weeks, health-wise. And without Sarah, I'm pretty sure, Sarah and Jen, of course, they deserve a big pat on the back, put it that way. I do appreciate them. So, guys, have a good evening. Bye-bye.